Shows this week. We have November 16th, the Metal Night at the Junction Underground.
And then on November 18th, we got the mixed single EP release, which is going down at Sneaky Dee's, and that's with Spring Colors, Wasting Time, and Moody Boy.
Also November 18th in Newmarket, we've got Kevin Murphy, Blind Decision, Jerkoff Diary, and TCIC at the 10 Gallon Bar.
And that same night, here in Toronto at SeeScape, we have Brutal Play, Choices Made, Ship of Fools, and Gomer.
Yeah, that's your fucking weekend.
There you go.
Don't.
Get it.
Hey, Ashley. Yo.
Yep. This week we're going to be highlighting Mixed Signal. They're kind of more of like a pop punk band. They've got an EP release coming out later. I would say they kind of remind me of like the Offspring and Off With Their Heads. If you want to do like a deeper dive, Say Anything.
Yeah, for me it was like, have you ever heard of Leatherface? They sounded like them, and with like assaulting of like Jimmy Eat World, you know, like Bleed America, Jimmy Eat World, you know. It's just, yeah, it's just nice. And I caught them at the dock for one of your guys' shows, and that was I was impressed. You know what I mean? You don't know what you're walking into.
They've got a really nice, like, well-rounded, and the singer's got like a really well-rounded voice too, kind of like accentuates things where he needs to, just to like exacerbate his points.
Yeah, and they're fun,
Mm-hmm.
so you get to have more fun.
All right, so our topic this week is there's a movement to get venues to stop taking a cut of band merch. It started in the UK with the 100% venues hashtag by the Featured Artist Coalition back in January 2022. The Union of Music and Allied Workers teamed up with them in November 22nd to launch My Merch to get venues in North America to sign the same pledge. The venues in Toronto that have signed this so far is the Transac, the Horseshoe Lease Palace, the Music Gallery, as well as North by North and Long Winter. So.
Yeah, that's all good things. I think the fact that people have to band together to not get venues to take a piece of their merch is like that thought is already insane to me. But it's good that like there's unity in bands and there's unity in scenes, and gives you hope that, you know, things can be a bit more fair for artists.
Yeah, I mean, I never really understood the practice in the first place, because like you already pay the venue fee and they get, like, promoters get the ticket sales and stuff like that, so it's like it's just another chunk away from the bands.
And they're already selling overpriced booze, whether it be liquor or beer or cans. Like, for the cost for a tall boy is the cost of a 6-pack of said beer.
Yeah, I will say that I do know that at least here in Ontario, when you buy liquor as a bar, it's actually more expensive than if you were to walk into an LCBO and buy liquor, which is fucked in itself, but like that's part of the reason why it's more expensive at the bars.
Yeah, I just think the whole construct of a venue taking money from a band that they're like kind of already paying to be there.
Well, yeah, I wasn't like
is fucked. Like, if you say that out loud to yourself, you're either gonna laugh to be like, if I was a venue owner, this is a great business plan, or if I was, right, you know what I mean? Or if you're a band, you're just like, well, I'm just getting it in the ass again. Why do I do this?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the bands pay for their merch to even be fucking made, so.
Yeah, it's just another expense, right? To just be like, all I want to do is just play what's in my heart and have a couple people like it, and maybe they support me by buying a shirt.
And it's like, realistically, bands don't really make that much off their merch anyways, because like if you think about it, it's like $10 to $20 depending on where you're going just to get a shirt printed out, and then you're only selling the shirt for like $20 to $30. So you're getting like $10 for each shirt being sold. And then if the venue takes a cut of that, there's no point.
I know. It's sad and it's frustrating. And it's already like, you know, not to say that you go into music to make money, but like if you just wanted to pay, it's hard to pay for your gas.
Well, yeah.
To get to where you're getting and to justify being like leaving town, you know?
Yeah,
to get somewhere.
I understand the venues have to pay like their bouncers and their bar people and all that stuff, but like it's hard to convince people to pay for the alcohol so that you can pay for your people and your staff when you're charging them so much all the time.
Yeah. And then
fucking them otherwise.
But then they just go ahead and they do what other venues do, and then it's like, well, in order to make money as well, I'll just throw on a club night after this. So then you got like an early show, and then you got a club night happening after that. So they're still making money, and then with some venues that still take a percentage off of that, it's like, so let me get this straight. You're making money off the bands playing that venue earlier on from their fucking merchandise. And then you're going to get extra padding from the people who just want to go out and probably do some and dance and like flood your bar.
Yeah.
It's, you know what I mean? It's like the level of greed within that is just astounding to me.
Well, yeah, and I mean, like, it's all fucked, but it's also like there's just no really good infrastructure for any sort of art in Toronto.
Fact.
Right? So it's like we're all kind of fucked. Like, I know for a fact that the venues are kind of fucked because they get fucked with insurance, they get fucked with paying for shit. And then if, like, the bands don't bring enough people to drink that night, they're fucked. So, like, I understand their point of view of being fucked, but we don't need to fuck the bands more just because you're fucked as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, again, you kind of hit it on the head, too, with, you know, the city, which doesn't really help you out, especially when in Toronto they're renegotiating the noise bylaws again. So, like, you know, it's tough. I just don't think it's fair.
Yeah, I mean,
that's all I'm saying. But because they're still making, the form of making money is still 3 times through the amount of times that the band is making money.
Oh yeah.
You know, and that's the thing, is that you're already getting a third cut.
Well, yeah, because it's like most venues, and I can't speak for all of them, but most venues will take your room fee, and then on top of that, they'll take a percentage of each ticket sale, pre-sale, and then they're also making the money at the bar. Now, if they have a shit night, don't get me wrong, they're just as fucked, because they do have to pay their sound, their insurance, their bar, their bouncers, all that shit. Like, it is a lot of money to run a venue, but it's also a lot of money to be in a fucking band, and without that support, like, it needs to work as an ecosystem is kind of where I'm trying to get at, is it needs to work as an ecosystem instead of, like, fucking each other.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I'm just saying that, like, coming in and charging for percentages on this is, like, man, it makes you miss the incubation days when you could just book a venue on, like, College Street, and then it was just, the bar needs to make this much. And you brought out all your friends, you called in a favor, and then you stayed at that bar until you hit that minimum.
Well, and that's the thing too, is bands don't do that. And like, not to like be on the venue side, but like a lot of bands don't do that. I, as a promoter, get really irritated because a lot of bands don't promote their shows.
Yeah.
You know, so like I said, it needs to work as an ecosystem. Everybody needs to be thinking about everybody to support it, because we're out here all on our own. Bands, promoters, and venues, we're all trying to make this fucking work, but we're all fucking each other instead of working together to build up the ecosystem that it should be.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't really have anything to add on that. That was great. That was great.
So there's more to this though.
Oh.
So our friends at Live Nation in September hopped on this bandwagon, and they hopped on the bandwagon, But instead of supporting the original one, they launched their own. And they teamed up with Willie Nelson, adding a $1,300 stipend for traveling fees for all opening and headlining artists. And theirs is called On the Road Again. The venues in Toronto that have signed up for this one is the Danforth Music Hall, History, Opera House, and the Velvet Underground, which all make sense because they work with Live Nation. Now, none of the information that I came across really stated whether they were going to be doing this 300 for smaller bands. I think it's just the big touring bands. And as much as that's great, I don't think it really helps the smaller scene at all. And also, it's Live Nation.
Yeah, it's which can't be trusted. when you own your other like bootleg online like competition, StubHub, like you can kind of be like, you know what? Yeah, sure. Let's hop on this bandwagon for good faith, because fuck it. What do we have to lose? They're gonna go to us anyway because they got us coming and going, and it's bullshit. But great for helping out bands to an extent, and teaming with Willie Nelson, who is an angel created by up above. Boy, I love Willie.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with Willie Nelson?
There's nothing. I'm just admiring your joy of Willie Nelson.
Okay, good. You know? If there's like...
He's very passionate.
Yeah, man. I'm just like... That was the thing, was when I saw that they were teaming up with Willie Nelson, I was like, what the fuck? Because why would Uncle Willie team... Why would an angel team with the devil? You know what I mean? Why would Uncle Willie do such a thing?
Oh my god, Uncle Willie. I didn't know you were that close to him.
I'm very close with him. I listened to Stardust ever since I was a child. I love that record. That was a good record. For a cover record of Willie Nelson singing Frank's song.
Alrighty.
But anyway.
Alright.
Yeah, venues may or may not be taking more money from you at bands.
Yeah. More venues sign up.
Yeah. Please.
What you do? Alright, so we're here with Mixed Signal. Why don't you guys introduce yourselves and what you guys do in the band?
My name is Elliot Gomez. I am the drummer in Mixed Signal.
I'm Tyler. I sing and I play guitar. Yeah.
Nice. So, for anybody who doesn't know your music or you guys, how would you describe your band?
Difficult. Actually, not that difficult. I don't know. I mean, if you like the Flatliners and a little Home Scream and Green Day and a little bit of like 3D's Grace, whatever. Yeah, we're like along those lines. Yeah.
I don't know, emotional vulnerability wrapped in aggression.
That would be about right.
Right.
Yeah. It's one of those like, you know, if you're writing the songs and you're about to go on stage to go play the songs, you're like, shit, I'm really putting it out there. Yeah, but yeah, no, it's fun.
Nice.
It's fun. It's sad but fun.
Sad but fun. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a good. That's your descriptor right there.
That's all pop music right there.
So, how long have you guys been a band for?
That's a hard question.
Okay. Getting into it.
So the bassist is Brian.
Mm-hmm.
He's like one of my oldest friends. I think I've known him for like 11 years now. Yeah, we went to high school together and we like played in like bands in high school and stuff. But yeah, like, you know, we kind of like stopped playing after high school. And then, you know, in college, we were just kind of like, oh yeah, if we're not gonna like play our instruments and we're not actually gonna like try to do anything with them, then we should just throw them out.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't throw them out. So I think in like 2018, we were just kind of like, okay, yeah, look at some of the songs you were writing and put them together. And then, and then we recorded one of the songs off of our EP that night. We recorded it in 2019. Just before, like, literally, like, we finished tracking shit, like, a day before COVID. Like, shut everything down.
Yeah.
It was fucking crazy, man. Crazy. Like, work called me and they were like, don't bother coming in tomorrow. And I was like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm like, man, good thing we got the fucking record done today, John. Yeah, but, yeah, no, it was cool, though. Like, technically, like, we just started playing shows, back in November last year.
Okay.
So that's when we started, like, doing shit. Yeah, so I guess November last year is, I guess, technically when I would say we were
Like officially
starting as like a band, with my brother playing drums back then. And
But you guys have been jamming.
yeah, I mean, we were jamming like when like restrictions were lifted, like, and all that stuff. But yeah, first show we played was in like last year. Yeah, that was cool. That was fun. It's pretty awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys have your EP release coming up.
Yeah.
Plug it first of all.
Oh. Yeah. It's a 4-track EP by Mixed Signal called Accidents. It's coming out on November 18th. Yeah, we're doing a release party for it at Sneaky Dee's on the same day.
Yeah.
Awesome.
With Spring Colors, Moody Boy, Wasting Time. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be cool. Yeah, you should come. You should totally come.
Yeah.
So what's your story with the band?
I started off as a photographer for the band. Met them through a mutual friend, one of my oldest friends, who had played, I think, your first show with you, or one of your first shows, with Justin.
Oh yeah.
And so he introduced me as the photographer, and then had whispered about potentially them looking for a drummer at some point. And yeah, they were gracious enough to take me out for dinner after taking some pictures for them. And they're like, yeah, we have this show coming up, and our drummer Aaron's gonna play drums. Aaron's one of the guitarists. And I'm like, do you want me to drum? And they're like, sure, it's in 2 weeks. And like, we'll jam if I suck. I don't have to play with you guys. And we did, and it sucked less than I was worried about, which was good. And
pretty awesome.
And then we played. My first. That was then my first show in like 6 years. Oh no, sorry, 7 years. Or more. Yeah. So it was a lot of like shaking off rust for me, but also, yeah, that was in, when did we play, June? Sneaky show?
It was June. Yeah, but most of the time we were trying to keep up with you though, man. It was crazy.
It's been a trip.
It's
been a trip, man. Yeah.
But yeah, totally, man. No, it was literally, it's like a whole thing where, like, my brother is
calling right now.
My brother's like a CPA, so he doesn't have a lot of time, and it's like one of those things where it's like there's like a blackout period every like first week of the month and like whatever, that kind of thing. So like timing was really, really difficult. So yeah, like that our first show at Sneaky Dee's was that June show that Gomez filled in for, and I was like scrambling to try to find a drummer. It was crazy. It was like I had this one guy from Barrie that I was like, Aurelia, fucking lives in Aurelia. And I was like, man, I'm like, oh, do you want to play drums? He's like, yeah, man, I want to play drums. And then he like backed out like last minute, and I was like, fuck, man. Yeah, and it was like at the same time I was trying to, Jesus fucking
Sorry,
Christ.
he really needs to get hold of you. Popular boy.
Yeah, and then it was a whole thing like trying to find a drummer for that show, and then that carrying over like the stress from that being along with like we had no wait when was I dealing with the whole Agent Orange thing?
That then too. Like
That was
at
at
that
the
point
same
too,
time?
like that you had known that your brother couldn't play the Agent Orange show.
Oh no, that was our second time at Sneaky Dee's.
Yeah.
Okay, so we played with the Brains
Yeah,
from Quebec at Sneaky Dee's for their tour coming through here. And my brother played the first show at Sneaky Dee's that we did. That was our second one, and I was trying to find somebody to play for that.
Yeah.
Which ended up being him.
Yeah.
And in that time as well, we had gotten a show with Agent Orange at the Hard Luck that we played this past October 4th.
Yeah.
Which is super fucking rad.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
Fucking dope.
And like the whole time I'm like, fuck, what are we gonna do, right? Because my brother, again, October 4th falls into the first week of the month, right? And he's like, I can't do it, man. I'm like, what do you mean you can't do it? Like, we have to do it, right? Yeah, so, but I ended up getting everything figured out, thankfully, with help from all you guys. So it was, yeah, fuck, man, that was stressful though. I was like, man, I'm not letting this one get away.
Yeah.
It was like really important
Fair.
to me, man. I was like, fucking Agent Orange, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
That's-
treat,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. But I don't know if I answered the question or probably
You're-
somewhere else.
You're good. You're fine.
All my questions have been answered.
Every single no. What is the writing process for you guys?
We were just talking about
We were just talking about that. So the majority of what we have currently in rotation right now is written by me. In terms of I will sit down and, well, no, that's not how it goes. It's like I'll be driving somewhere, and then, which is also sitting down, so I was right the first time. But yeah, I'll be doing something, and something will have happened, whatever it is, and I'm feeling a certain way about it, and I'm like, okay, cool. There's a word here somewhere, and then I sit down at home, and then I'm like, all right, that's the word.
Yeah.
And then that's the line. And then I'm like, this is kind of describing how I'm feeling. And then I'm like, okay, this kind of sounds like how I'm feeling. And then it just kind of goes from there. It's like, there's not really like I don't only write on acoustic or electric. Like, it just depends on like whatever's most accessible at the time being. But generally, like, lyrics and chord progression is usually me. Aaron, our lead guitarist, and he also sings a lot of the time at the shows and on some of the songs on the EP. He wrote An Accident Waiting to Happen with me. So like the line at the last bit into the outro of the song was his words. So it's like we're all just kind of together, but yeah, no, he's writing. We're all like trying to write more songs now, and Aaron's been writing a lot, and like we're kind of like, I've got songs on the back burner. We've all got songs on the back burner. It's just like getting time to like put them together, but like being in a band's awesome though, because it's like I'll put down like a chord progression and melody and like lyrics and whatever, but like bring it to the guys, and then like I don't have any of the other parts written, because what's the point, right? Yeah. Because it's like you have a group of people that brings so many different things to what you're doing. Like Gomez is like a fucking metalhead. Like, well, not only a metalhead, but like you have a lot of experience as a metalhead, Gomez.
I've never been in a metal band, so.
Yes, but I don't know. I don't know
no,
what are your influences going on? I'm interviewing you now.
Yeah.
What are your influences?
But like the writing process of what I bring, I think, is just a fresh set of ears. Like I walked into a full set of songs, and I'm not on this EP. So every song that we play now is slightly different than it was when it was recorded. And I think there's a piece around how do I make something that somebody else in my seat literally had ownership over my own. And so that's what I tried to do. And then I think with the songs that we're kind of working on now, it's a question of like what makes sense to me. What do I think, based off of what I know about how Tyler writes, what can I kind of influence that I think he'll like and will harness what he knows how to do and just expand on that. And then, you know, I think there's also a matter of like, I learn, and I think a big piece of me is outside of like, I learn things by myself more than anything else. And so even with like, he'll send me scratches, and like, that's a big piece of like, okay, what's the feedback? What do I want to do for this? Can it be more, you know, metal-esque or more funky or whatever? Yeah.
But
Are you finding that is like potentially changing like the sonic sound of the
big
band?
time, man, big time. It's like it's cool, right? Like because Gomez is very dynamic in what he does, right? Like there's a lot of things that I was looking for in terms of like helping feel out for like where we should put a halftime drop, or like where we should like blast, or where we should like you know, whatever, right? Because he's like really smart rhythmically, right? So it's like there's this big aspect of like moving towards like sort of the sound that I imagined for these songs. That you're really like adding to like what's
you also
going
don't
on.
have to fully even explain too, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's a big kind of shift too. Is I'm you know, I'm right now living a few months ahead in my own head, because we just kind of finished some time at the studio, and the songs that I'm on, I think, are going to be very different than what's coming out at the end next month,
badass,
right? And that contrast, I think, is interesting. It's also that contrast that we've talked about so many times about what's recorded versus like what's on a record versus what's on the stage. And there's a beauty in that contrast sometimes.
100%.
And you know, getting comfortable with the idea of like, I'm not his brother, I'm not Brandon, I'm not going to be.
Yeah, you don't need
be.
to fill someone else's shoes. You just need to come in and do you.
And so that initial piece of like getting over that was tough, and just getting comfortable back, you know, with all that comes with playing music live and regularly that I had lost for so long. Yeah,
man. But
it's been dope.
But yeah, dude, like.
So I have a question specifically for you, because you said that you know, you're saying how you find your words, and I know you play as well, but you are vocals as well. So like, what do you find kind of comes like more prominently for you? Is it the playing, or is it the lyrics and the vocals? Because like, in my opinion, when I'm listening, those lyrics and those vocals are very fucking strong.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it, man.
Hard to agree, by the way.
Okay,
Agree.
so this is one of those things where it's like, I've been playing guitar for a very long time. Like, longer than I can remember, because my dad plays, and my dad used to play, and like, you know, I always had his guitars kicking around and like whatever. But it's one of those embarrassing things where it's like, for as long as I've been playing the guitar, I'm not that good at it. I definitely, I'm not very good. Like, thank you, Aaron, wherever you are right now. I think you're at work, but thank you. Because I cannot shred. I rip some solos. Yeah. Like, I have like 2 solos on the EP. One is like a neat one with like me and Aaron that like goes from like I'm doing something, and then it like cuts out, well, not cuts out, but like it transitions into Aaron doing something. It's like really badass. It's like really cool. But I don't know. I like, we started out as a 3-piece. well, not playing shows. Like playing shows, we were the 4-piece, but like when we wrote the first song and like we're doing like open mics and whatever, right? It was just me and Aaron playing drums and Brian playing bass, and for the way the guitar parts go in the songs, it was kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot to mention we were like, I like going down with the ladder, right? So it was like Ian DeSau's really badass because he does this thing where it's like you only have one guitar and you're able to like lay down this really cool like rhythm guitar part, but have like a lead aspect going on with your other fingers, or like with just the way that you're moving between chords or like whatever, right? So that was kind of a big part of the way I was writing my parts. It's like I'll play in drop D because it like gives me more freedom to move with, like, you know, I only have to bar with one finger and then I can move around with the 3 fingers, right?
Oh yeah, buddy.
So
I got you.
so oh yeah, the old dropper D. that was our first.
I just need a J and some Fumi and Chew.
But yeah, our first band in high school was called Drop D. Yeah, cool, good times, man.
What is your inspiration for your vocals then? Because like I said, your vocals are very strong, and the nuances with your vocals are very unique.
Oh, thanks. What do I like? Like, what's the
where's your inspiration from, like vocally?
Right. So I can't scream. I keep trying and I can't do it. Right? It's really frustrating. I don't know what's wrong with me, but like,
it's actually really funny because me and Lexy were talking about this in the car because we were listening and we're like, all right, like what bands do this, and like we were talking about your voice and we were just like who else does this, and we couldn't really find anybody, but like it is not screaming, but there's like you sing and then there's these like moments where it's almost a scream,
A rasp.
But it's not really a rasp either, but it's, you've created this like sound that's very unique by trying to scream, I guess. But it works so well for what you're doing.
Thank you.
Like, stay there.
Thanks. No, I have people like, I'll get off stage, like, and then there's usually somebody that'll just be like, hey man, that was a sick show, man. I'm like, yeah, thanks, dude. It's like, whoa, you sound normal. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I sound normal? I thought your voice was all fucked up and shit. I'm like, nah, man, I'm chilling. Oh, like, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, like, the closest thing I can think of in terms of, like, similarities to what I'm doing is, like Adam Gautier from 3 Days Grace. He has that sort of growl that is not quite a scream, but not quite clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know, Nuno Pereira from Wilhelm Scream. He has a sort of thing going on. Somebody gave me another comparison once. I don't remember what they said. But
Was it Wade?
Was it Wade?
Wade?
Who's Wade?
Wade from Alexis.
Oh, not Wade. No, not Wade, but I could. Thank you. I appreciate
No
it.
problem.
Thank you.
A little bit of that in there. That's
Thank
because when I sang at the Doc Alice, there was like a little bit of that. That's what I'm saying, like a little bit of Leatherface with Frankie.
Thank you. No. But yeah, I know that would be like I remember I was like, I don't know, I must have been like 8 or something. My dad's like, yo, check this band out. It's like 3 Days Grace, man. Like, I know it's lame, I know, okay?
Hey,
right? Stop making fun of me, alright? Like, he's a really good singer, man.
That's fine.
He's a really good singer, alright? The band's okay, but he's a very good singer.
Hey, I mean, there's a lot of bands that like the bands are okay, but like this is great, right?
Yeah, no, for
so,
sure.
All right,
for sure.
We're turning this into a 3 Days Grace shitting party, man. Let's go.
No, but that's also what's like really good too. Like when you like a band, you're like, "What's your influence?" You're like, "I like 3 Days Grace," and they're like, "What the fuck?" You know, like, but That's the
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Is like,
Yeah.
that's like, because that's the mass that's behind
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that you took from, like, it's
Well,
an
you
inspiration you
take
take from them, and like, you do it in your own way through like a bunch of others, salt and influence on it, right?
Well, that's
So,
the
like,
aspect
you know,
of the formative pieces of our lives doesn't have to be from good things that we
No.
always get from.
Take pride in your grace.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Like all 3 days of them.
I've always been like a really massive like Refused fan and shit,
Yeah.
and like I've always wanted to like scream like Dennis. Like,
Oh, we all want to scream
I
like
can't,
Dennis.
Yeah,
fucking-
everybody wants to scream.
Everybody wants to scream like Dennis, but nobody fucking can.
He also,
man.
he also,
Like,
he also explicitly asked the question if he can.
yeah.
Like new noise.
Can I scream?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but totally, man. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's cool. I keep wondering whether I'm hurting myself, but I seem to be okay. Like I don't.
That's
I don't know,
tough.
man.
What do you feel like? Do you feel strained after you get off?
Not usually like off stage. After like a 2-hour practice sometimes.
I mean, fair.
But
I mean, regardless, you're gonna feel strain after, like, even if you're like,
Yeah.
you know, completely trained in everything vocally.
Yeah.
Like, you're still gonna feel that strain, right? So.
yeah, man. Yeah, but I'm glad you guys think it's dope though. That's really good to hear. Because like, it's like you go into it and you're just kind of like, I don't know, because like, when we did our first like studio recording, and then I gave it to some friends, you know, it's like, look, man, like nobody fucking likes what we do, man. Like it's like everybody wants to listen to fucking like, you know, like whatever it is everyone's listening to. And it's not that. It's not that. Or it's like, if it's like friends or whatever, I'm like, what do you think? It's like, oh man. It's like, you know, oh man. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I think it's kind of like, it's cool and a little different. And I like, cause you know, you get like mixed reviews, right? And it's like,
But you're always going to.
yeah, and hopefully friends, you know, don't let me down. If something's whack, tell me it's fucking whack, right?
Yeah.
You know?
100%. That's a good friend.
Yeah.
But it's strange too, right? Because there's like biases for like what people like, right? And
Sure.
I may think that fucking like Comeback Kid is like the sickest shit, right? You know, but like I'll show it to like my friend and he listens to like, I don't know, like Drake or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, I can't understand a fucking word he's saying, right? And it's like, what the fuck is this shit, right? I'm like, I don't know, it's fucking rad, dude. Like, but you know, it's like, it's hard to get, like, if you don't have a lot of friends that like the music that you like, it's hard to get like opinions on what you're doing if you're not already doing it and you're trying to decide whether it's something you want to like commit to doing.
100%.
Right?
It's also
Yeah.
deeply personal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and like, fuck, being on stage. Like, first of all, you're being on stage and you're singing, you're expressing yourself. That's like 3 insecurities right there.
Oh, yeah,
and then on
man.
top of that, it's like, oh yeah. And so you guys play originals? Yup. And it's like, I love when you tell that to people and it's like a hesitation for them almost sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, big time, man.
All right, so I need to hear some sort of band story. Whether it is a practice story or a tour story or a show story, behind the scenes, something that is just hilarious and describes just a little bit about you guys behind the music.
Hilarious.
What's something good?
I had a thought before we started talking, and I lost
please
it
do,
completely.
please do. Was it the dental dams?
No.
Oh,
No, what about the dental dams?
Oh,
Put him on the spot.
Tell us about the dental dams.
There were no actual dental dams.
Oh. I know.
Sad. Yeah, but no, there was just like, we were chilling at this like vegan sushi restaurant. Well, no, it's not vegan, it's vegetarian.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, we were chilling at this like vegetarian sushi spot, and like, I don't know, man, these dudes are so fucking quick. Like, they're really funny. Like, Brian's really fucking funny. Like, I mean, he had like he has like 3 sisters, right? Like 3 older sisters, so like you gotta be fucking like, quick, right?
I got
Yeah.
3 older sisters,
Yeah, so you're probably like fucking
100%.
yeah, definitely.
Man.
I'm like, yeah, Aaron's like fucking like, he's like really fucking funny, dude. It's like, yeah, I don't get it, man. I'm not quick like that. I can't make quick responses. And all that shit. But yeah, these guys are fucking funny, and they're just like, I don't know, it's just one of those situations where you just start somewhere with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and end up with like dental dams, yeah.
But then also
whatever,
then having to have an earnest conversation explaining what dental dams are.
Yeah.
Why are you using words you don't know?
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, that's what it means.
What it is?
Like,
oh.
yeah, that's exactly what it is. Right? Yeah, but I don't know what the song.
Yeah.
Did we have any like funny like show moments or funny?
I don't know. Like during the one I was gonna say. So like, there's two, like our Agent Orange show, which was such a privilege to be a part of. They're starting every song, and every song, my hi-hat's falling apart. Throughout that, the first 3 songs, I'm trying to play while
I have no
fixing.
idea.
He had no fucking clue. So that's an aspect of just how laser focused he can be, and I think everybody can be. And then after the show, we're in the green room with Agent Orange, with the drummer and the singer,
Dude.
and just like having that kind of like conversation. But then also Sandy, the drummer, kept going back and forth, showing him pictures of cats, showing me pictures of drums, showing him pictures of cats, showing me pictures of drums.
Okay, you
And it
have
was like
to
the
understand.
cutest thing, and like the most amazing experience of like having this like
Just
human
this
moment.
dude, man.
Yeah.
Like you have to
Such
understand.
a sweetheart.
Sandy is the fucking salt of the earth,
Yeah.
okay? Like, this dude literally runs, like, a fucking cat shelter out of his fucking house with his wife
Yeah.
in, like, Southern California, and they have, like, 40 fucking cats,
Oh,
and, like, dude is, like,
I love
you know?
that
Yeah.
so much.
right? It was
Yeah.
crazy, though, man. Like, I didn't eat enough that show, right? I was,
Nervous.
like, I was
We
just
tried.
kinda like... Yeah, no, I was just kind of like, because I think the first show we played was at, like, Till the Junction.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
you can eat before that game.
During that gig.
we went to the burger joint
Do a lot of
like
things
across
during
the
that
street.
game.
Yeah.
And man, okay, we waited like an hour for that burger. It was brutal. But
Jeez.
yeah, I got the burger. I ate the burger. My stomach hurt.
Wait, you guys
Played the show, and I was like, man, I'm never doing that again.
Yeah.
Like
fair. You guys went to
Wow.
the burger place like
Juicy Burger or
down the
whatever it is.
like it's across, but like
Yeah,
down
it's
a
just
bit,
like-
right.
Yeah.
It's a good burger though.
It's a good burger. It's just
I
like
don't know if you can sit down and do a hard 30. How long was your set at Taylor Junction?
probably 30.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm doing a hard 30 on one of those burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys have some energy too.
Yeah,
so.
thanks, yeah. And so I'm a fucking chronic burper too when I say that, bro. Like I want to have a brewski before I fucking play, right? But I can't because it would be like, you go.
I can't eat 2 hours before a gig.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise I'm on stage and I'm like, I'm burping.
But yeah, but that was.
I mean, you can just make that part of your set.
That's what I
like,
say.
after
Like,
every song
that's
is
the
that.
beauty of
Yeah,
having a
yeah,
microphone
right.
is adding ambiance.
But that was the wildest thing so far though. Like I was like, man, because everyone was like, man, you disappeared after
Yeah.
the set, right when we were playing with Agent Orange. Like I was like really hungry. Like it's like
It all,
hunger
it all,
shakes,
yeah, it all
you know,
comes,
and
it
I
all
was
comes
like
in.
really fucking
I hear
hot, tired, right? Like set ends, last song's done. I say my thing, put the guitar down. I'm like, oh yeah, we have a green room, right? So I'm like, I go down, like beeline into the green room, and the fucking Agent Orange guys are just in there. And like they're like, yo, dude, that was fucking sick, man. Like what a sick set, man. That was fucking crazy. And I was still standing there, and I'm like, wow.
I'm gonna pass.
Oh my god, thank you. I'm like, I don't know what to say, but thank you. I'm like, this is really, really fucking insane, right? And I'm like, I don't know, man, it's just crazy. It's like, how do you, like, because we haven't been playing for a very long time, right? And, like, dudes like that, right? Like the Dead Kennedys or Agent Orange or, like, fucking, like, I don't know, like, fucking,
Those Godfather bands.
yeah, like
Yeah.
whatever, because it's
Yeah.
like they may not be your direct influences, right? They may not be the band that you're like, oh yeah, man, Agent Orange like influenced us, and we take like, you know, like we like I'm really influenced by his writing style or like
Yeah.
the way he plays guitar or like whatever, right? Like no, but
they influence bands.
Yeah, like all the bands, like
Yeah.
you know, if you like Green Day, if you like The Offspring, if you
course,
like
yeah.
fucking like any of those like SoCal bands,
You
right?
just listen to them. You can
Yeah.
be a fan, you know what
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and not necessarily have a direct.
Yeah, but it's like you think about it, and it's like they fucking set the stage for like all these fucking
Yeah, man.
dudes, right? And like you're like, holy fuck, right? And you're just like talking to him, like I'm talking to the guy, and I'm like, man, have you ever thought about fucking tech decks? Right? And he's like, what? I'm like, tech decks.
And he's like,
Do a good
and
one,
then he-
right? And then he's
And then he
like,
pulls out one of these as like this is their,
Yeah.
their piece of the merch. It's a little fucking
yeah, he's
skateboard.
like, yeah, I got one of these. I was like, have you ever thought about fucking Agent Orange licensed tech decks?
Yeah.
Right? And he's just like,
Yeah.
that's a fucking good idea.
That would
It's a
sell.
fucking good
Well,
idea,
they-
right? And I'm
they-
like, how are you not thought
They have
about
boards
this?
at their
Like-
shows.
like,
Like it's
it's just
fits into their ethos.
Like when you look at like because I'm big into like records, like I love records and like physical music,
Mhm.
whatever. Like you look at the Agent Orange EP, right? Like the OG Agent Orange EP. Like how much is that EP, right?
No, I know.
It's like fucking like well, last time I checked it was like $900. Like
Yeah.
like over 1,000 in some
Oh, yeah.
cases, right? Like even like Bloodstains, like the EP.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking-
A lot of their stuff is
Right.
like just to try to find as a fan.
Or no, not Bloodstains. Like Bitch in Summer, bro. Like
Yeah.
come on, right? Like, but yeah, these records are fucking insanely expensive. Collector's items, like his legacy band, right? Like, you know,
Yeah.
like they're still playing the same fucking songs they were playing in like the 80s today, and like people are just like out there fucking
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
loving it, right? And like I'm standing there, I walk in, they're loading in, I'm helping them load in, I'm like standing in the hard luck, seeing Mike. I'm like, who the fuck let me in here? I'm like, who the fuck booked us for this?
Oh, you let me in there, so that's what.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at that
Crazy.
point, it really doesn't matter what your friends think of your music.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, yeah, no, totally, dude. Yeah, but it was just one of those moments where I was just like, yeah, this is really fucking crazy. Like, I really can't believe it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So your guys' EP coming up, what would you say is like, what can we expect from it? Like, what are some of the influences and themes, and what are we getting from it?
It's pretty personal. I think like the air of the record.
Yeah.
It's very personal. Like they all kind of talk about. Man, I didn't really think this through. I mean, that's what I'm getting. I'm getting personal. I'm getting like.
But it's back to that like vulnerability.
Yeah.
And brutality.
Like.
Just getting to know you guys really intimately, eh?
Yeah, and like that night, and like water under the rug, lines in the sand, accident waiting to happen. Like, they're all about like very specifically like. Oh, I can't really say human emotions because all the emotions we feel are fucking. What am I feeling? Like a Chevy Corvette emotion? Like am I feeling like a helicopter
might.
emotion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Sometimes you do.
Right? I don't know, but they're very
The fucking garage too long.
yeah, it does. I don't know, like they're very like like delicate, I guess, for all emotions. I don't know, Spotify asked me to describe what was it? I think it was like a mood, like 2 moods for the song. for
Yeah, I
pitching
fucking
it,
hate Oh.
I was like, what do I pick? And I saw sad and fierce, and I was like, okay, sad and fierce.
That's it. Like it's the contrast, and that's one of the things I really gravitated towards is the contrast between singing sad songs angrily.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's easy to be angry when you're like talking about the government fucking you over. But it's also like wonderful to be angry when like you're writing a song that could also easily be like a ballad where you're crying, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, let's be real. Like when we're sad, a lot of times we're fucking angry
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah, we're listening to Knock Loose, man.
It's a beautiful secondary
We're
emotion
doing.
that you can harness that way.
100%.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I find it's like you want people to dance in your misery.
Yeah, man.
Like
Yeah.
that's
Dude.
and if you got people like moving to
Yeah.
your fucking
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
and they're gonna be
That's
like,
definitely
I'm gonna listen to this.
definitely something you guys achieved, because like even me, like I got up from the ticket table and I was like, yeah.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Nice.
Like, appreciate it, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like, I mean, they're all about like fucking, I don't know, like that night is like, it's exactly like how it sounds, right? It's like that night, right? It's that night. It's not last night, but it was that night,
No,
right?
it's one of those things when you say,
yeah,
you know, that night. Oh yeah,
yeah,
Yeah.
it was that night.
yeah, but it's like it's like reminiscent, right? It's like really reminiscent, like sort of you think about somebody that you somebody that was once and now is not, right?
Yeah.
And water under the rug. I can tell you, it's like I say it at most of the shows. It's like it's about friends that like you think you trust and like you think they're like there for you, and they fuck you over, right?
Yeah.
And not necessarily in like a world shattering way, but like
It's so
if
shit.
they're I mean if like you have those friends that are like a big part of your life, right? Like you spend like more time with them than your family, and like I need to spend more time with my family.
Moral of the story is.
Yeah, but it's kind of like you think about like coulda, shoulda, woulda, what could have been better, what I could have done differently, or like even wondering what the fuck was the problem in the first place, right? But being able to like look past that and like look past the shit and like see all the good times he had, right? Like, I mean, the end of the song was like, I'd tell you to get your head out of your fucking ass, but I guess I'd just be wasting precious time I could be using just to laugh at all the stupid shit we did back then.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, the more time you spend dwelling on all the fucking shitty aspects of whatever relationship you had with somebody, like, you're missing out on, like, you were spending time with these people for a reason, right?
Enjoying
You
those
had,
memories.
and it's like there's something to take away from that that's not fucking shit, right?
Yeah,
So it's
100%.
but there's
It's
that
a healthy
song.
place to be in, bro.
Sorry.
It's a healthy place to be
Yeah.
in. Yeah. So you got your EP coming out. You got your EP show coming up. Is there anything else you guys want to trickle out there into the world?
We are thinking and try not to hurt ourselves doing it. There may be something going on with some sort of summer thing happening for us, potentially. Nothing's solidified yet, but we might be going on an adventure this summer, so it might be pretty fun. And
we have another show in December.
we have we're playing a show on December 21st.
Yep.
Feel like
You
a little Christmassy thingy-majiggy, that's right.
And then,
Thanks, Ashley.
and then we're like halfway through recording our next EP.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. We just did 2 songs.
Yeah.
Like a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Well,
And
this weekend we finished.
Well, we did finish it this
We
weekend.
wrapped our recording this weekend. It took.
Thanks,
forever.
John.
Yes,
Respect,
thanks,
John.
Should we mix soon?
Yeah, we'll have those mixes back soon, and then we're hoping to go back in like late winter, early spring.
Awesome.
Do a couple more, maybe. We're thinking of we're probably going to do another EP for probably the start of the summer.
Fair.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, we don't have enough money to afford an LP. All right, so
Oh, that's fair.
yeah.
Come to our shows.
Come to our shows. Buy our merch.
Buy our merch.
Oh, by the way, we have a lot of cool merch coming in for this release slash. Oh yeah, man! Accident waiting to happen. Fucking did a lot better than I thought it would, man. Holy shit! I was watching the numbers and I was like, yo, I didn't talk about this shit at all, man. I was like I think we're at like 400 something monthly now with like almost 4,000 streams on it, and we released it on September 1st.
That's amazing.
And I was like, I haven't talked about it, dude. Like, I didn't, there was, like, the only time I talked about it after it came out, like, I put out, like, a promo for it, and then I talked about it, like, last month, when I was like, holy shit, we're at, like, 200 or 150, like, monthly listeners, and, like, we're, like, basically at, like, 2K streams, and I'm like, yo, thanks, guys. I'm like, this is wild, man. And I'm like, you know, and then now we're, like double that, so I'm like, cool, man. It's fucking badass. It was really rad. Yeah. Well, thanks to whoever streamed it, man.
Okay.
Thanks to you guys in Calgary that streamed it. Like, and Finland. Yeah, but we got cool shit coming for this EP release. It's gonna be at the EP release show. We'll have like sweaters and shit.
Cool.
And
Perfect time for
new
like winter.
shirts and like stickers. Yeah. So if like you're feeling a little chilly.
Literally.
We got it for you.
Yeah, that's right, for you. Yeah.
Amazing. Before we go wrapping up, I want you guys to like plug yourselves. I want you to tell us where to find your music, where to find your information, how to follow your band, all the good stuff.
All right. Well, you can find us on all the streaming platforms. I only really have Spotify set up because fuck iTunes. And sorry if you guys use iTunes. I don't use iTunes.
No. I do, but
sorry. Sorry. I'm not sorry.
I'm pushing him to put more into title.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we're Mixed Signal. You can follow us on Instagram at Mixed Signal. The band is it underscore the band? Not the band. Yeah, Mixed Signal underscore the band.
Yeah.
And
look for our faces.
or was it Mixed Signal? Yeah, Mixed Signal underscore the band.
Yeah.
That's right. And you know, we have a Facebook page, but it's kind of skimpy. Yeah, we have a Facebook page.
You know, you can set it up that anything you post on your Instagram goes right to your
It's asking me, but like I haven't. I don't know. I feel like do you guys know like the demographic of people that use Facebook? Like,
oddly enough, there's a lot.
Everybody.
it's still
Really?
Especially for like event pages and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah, because I know like a lot of like promo groups use like Facebook pages for promoting shows and stuff, but like I don't know. For some reason, I can't see myself going out of my way to like go on Facebook and like. You know, like
I mean,
look up
that's fair.
somebody and,
When I first started the company, I didn't use Facebook a lot, but then when I started using it, because I was like, well, none of my following's on Facebook, right? But then as soon as I started actually using it, it just blossomed, and like there's still quite a few people on there.
Damn.
And it would be good for you guys as the band, just because then you can ask to be put as one of the people for the events and share the events.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Dope.
That's
Yeah, but when are we bringing MySpace back?
Right?
Oh, man.
Whatever
happened, gotta call
That's my shit.
We didn't have any problems when Tom was running the show.
Right. Fuck, man.
Honestly, I'm pretty sure my old Facebook profile is still up there somewhere. I can't get into it. But
But it's there.
pretty
It's
sure
there.
it's up there
It's
somewhere.
okay. It's a piece of. It's you know. It's like it's a solid
I'm pretty
piece
sure
of
I
history.
still
You
have
can
like
go
my
back and
pink
look
emo
on.
flop. Like, you know, like that's how far it goes back.
Right. It's badass, man. Yeah, but we are Mixed Signal. We are the band.
Yeah.
And two of us are not here.
It's true.
But you'll see them if you come to a show.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Amazing. Okay.
Awesome, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks you guys. Yeah.
That was great. Say bye.
Bye.